Let's crochet star pattern beanie hat.
Now we will teach you how to start. When we start crocheting, I have written a table here, which you can refer to. When we crochet, it's a half double crochet stitch and a slip stitch. 2 stitches form a group. If the number of stitches we start with is even, the remaining slip stitch, there will be 7 stitches left for the top. If the number of stitches we start with is odd, for example, if we start with 45 stitches, the number of stitches at the top of the hat is 6. The number of stitches at the top, whether it's an even or odd number. Then, for the head circumference, which is 3 to 5 centimeters less than head circumference, you can refer to this. Now, let's teach you how to start crocheting. Take out the thread, and hold it with your thumb. Put the hook above the thread, and wrap it around like this. Then hold the position of the crossing point. Hook needle around the thread. This is a slip knot we made. When starting, 1 braid represents 1 stitch. Okay, here I have started with 20 stitches. This marking pin, when the last stitch is finished, and put a marker on it, after the last stitch. Then crochet a chain stitch. This is a standing stitch. We start picking from the next stitch. We pick the front loop only, and hook it through the front loop only. Now there are 3 loops on the hook. Merge the thread at once. This is a half double crochet stitch. Put the marker back on the first stitch. It's easy to lose the needle. 1 half double crochet stitch. Then start picking the front loop only for the second stitch. 1 half double crochet stitch and 1 draw stitch form a group. 2 stitches form a group. Then the next stitch. Hook needle around the thread and pass through. Then hook it back and make a half double crochet stitch. Start with a slip stitch in the next stitch. Then start a half double crochet stitch and a slip stitch. Then we just follow this pattern to crochet. 1 half double crochet stitch and 1 draw stitch form a group. Just keep crocheting. Okay, we're at the edge. Let's count this. Count the top of the hat. Even number stitches to the top of the hat, which is 7 stitches. It's all the stitches on the top of the hat. Pick the front loop only and crochet. Okay, we've finished the slip stitch. And chain 1. Turn it over again. At the end of each last stitch, the first stitch of the standing stitch is not hooked. Pick the next one. Pick the front loop only. In this stitch, we put a marker on the first stitch. Let's start crocheting the hat body. First, we hook a half double crochet stitch in this stitch. Then a slip stitch in the next stitch. Then a half double crochet stitch. Then a slip stitch. And a slip stitch. According to this method, you can reach the top. Okay, we have finished the last stitch. After the last stitch is finished, we'll crochet a chain stitch. Turn it over. The first stitch of the standing stitch doesn't count. Start by crocheting a half double crochet stitch. Then put the marker back. Then a slip stitch. Then a half double crochet stitch. And a slip stitch. We just follow this pattern to continue crocheting until we reach the desired width. One half double crochet stitch and a slip stitch until we reach the desired width. How to sew? Okay, our fabric. The fabric is finished. Now we will teach you how to sew. When sewing, I leave this thread end 3 times longer than the hat body and thread it through the sewing needle. When hooking and sewing, look here. This one is on the fabric side, where we started crocheting braids. There is a small horizontal line. This point, this small line, this is the inner part of the back loop we started braiding, the inside of the back loop. When picking up the small horizontal line, pick the front loop only. Corresponds to the front loop only on the opposite side. Sew it like this. Pass it through the first stitch. Okay, let's start crocheting this. Pick up the inside part. Pick the front loop only on the opposite side. This is the first stitch, and this is the second stitch. One stitch next to the other. One stitch corresponds to one stitch. And the next one is here. It's a stitch. If you can't tell the difference, you can do it like this. This is a V-shaped stitch. This part. Pick up the inside part of the lining. This is the inside of the back loop. And the part opposite the inside back loop. Everyone just sew back in this way until you reach the top of the hat. The body of the hat is sewn. After sewing the top of the hat, tie 2 ends of the thread into a knot. Then take out the sewing needle. When we sew the top of the hat, this circle on the top of the hat, this thread, this is the line of the starting stitch, and pass it through with the sewing needle. This method of sewing the top of the hat. You can use this method to sew. Everyone sew it to this side according to this method. We have sewn this circle. After sewing it, we continue to sew another circle. We sew 2 circles in total. in this way, 2 circles, to make the top of the hat tighter. Okay, our hat top have been sewn twice. Now, let's start to tighten it. You can pull one side. After tightening, tie a knot. The top of the hat is done. Then turn it over. This is the inside, and this is the front. On the front, we can look at the top of the hat. If we are elderly people, you cannot put the pompon. Let's put a pompon on it. We use this tool to make the pompon. The protruding point corresponds to the hole. We give you 2 strings. Take out the pompon maker and align it. It's very simple. It doesn't require any technical skills. Just wind it up directly. On both sides. Wrap them more on both sides. And fasten the buckle. Take out the scissors. Cut them along this gap. And pass it through the middle. And tie a knot. Tighten it. Trim the pom-poms and make them rounder. Okay, after trimming the pom-poms, take out the sewing needle and thread the 2 ends. Just sew the pompon to the top of the hat, and pass it through the corresponding sides. Just make a knot inside. Our starry hat is sewn together. And it's done.